TFNN. Headline News Update. Here's Tom O'Brien.
That's me. Okay, folks, guess what? It's not Tom O'Brien. It's Larry Pesavento sitting in for Tom O'Brien. So we'll try to keep you entertained here. This is like Ed McMahon trying to set in for Johnny Carson because Tom is the master. Well, we got stocks are opening about unchanged to a little bit higher this morning. And we're going to see how that ends up for the rest of the day. We do have a full moon. Unfortunately, I'm not able to read Tom's mind. So you're going to have to go along with the old cowboy here because this is all I can do is look at these patterns. And we do have this beautiful full moon over the desert last night that was really just, absolutely fantastic. So stocks are opening a little bit higher. Gold is up about $15. But as we mentioned on the previous part of the show that I just finished, we are in a very tight triangle bounded by 1228 on the upside and 1210 on the downside. Any break of those levels, I would think this pennant would send the market going in that direction. I just received a really interesting chart, but since we're in the gold and gold stocks, I would like to share this with you, even though it's on Tom's show. But since Tom's not here, it's my show, so I'm going to share it anyway. And that is a chart from our good friend Larry Edelson. If you remember, we had this neural network that he had done on gold, and it's been updated, and I wanted to show you what it looks like, because if you're long gold and you believe in this forecast, you better be real careful in here, because this certainly looks like it has a very strong bias. And since we did hit the gold exact 618 retracement, I mean, you're talking about to the exact 61% retracement on gold, going back 2 years to 2014 to the tick, folks. I mean, it was spot on at 1262. The high was 1262.80. And so this tells us that, gold could be ready for a severe correction in here. That doesn't mean we can't rally from here, and it could go above it. Everything could be wrong. But right now, the cycles and everything tell us that, we are very close to what we think has been a pretty good high in the gold market. Whether that will affect the gold miners or not, I'm not sure. All I can tell you is by looking at the numbers, we're probably closer to a high in gold than we are in a low. The foreign currency markets are under a little bit of a rally phase today, with the exception of the euro, which is continuing lower. The euro looks like it really wants to head down. The minimum first stop would be the 104 level. We're trading at 110 right now, but the overall picture in the euro says that we should be going down to the par level, and that brings in the old adage that Tom O'Brien's always had, and that is king dollar. I'm sure they're having a wonderful time there in New York City. What a fun place to go, especially with the weather being a lot better than it's been in the last few weeks. And Times Square is certainly a great place to look at it. So we got stocks basically unchanged on the day, with a slight bias to the upside, and I do mean slight. The bonds continue down. They're very close to a 78% retracement. So this is going to be a key day, because we do have the full moon yesterday. So we should be ready to rock and roll here, and we'll see what happens and go from there. And I will be doing the show the next hour, setting in for, I guess it's Basil. And I'm not even sure who I'm setting in for, but it doesn't make any difference, but I'm still going to be there. Anyway, this is Billy Ray Valentine setting in for Tom O'Brien on 100 South Broad Street in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.